What's up, guys, and welcome to your App Store update for Tuesday, May 7th. I'm Justin. Making his App Store update debut is Andrew Goldfarb.
It's me.
Andrew, you are by far the busiest man in this office, and every day I say, do you want to look at some dumb phone games with me? And you're always like, I have a million things going on. I can't.
I usually snap at you. Well, today I'm here. I volunteered today.
That's my so the conversation that we have is I say, look, Andrew, it's going to take like 10 minutes, and you go,
10 minutes. Ugh, yeah.
Andrew got a handful of game launches and game price drops today. As always, the App Store update compiles all the game launches, price drops, and updates for any given 24-hour period. I didn't do one yesterday because it was so slow, so we're going to catch up on a little bit of yesterday's stuff too.
Okay.
First up, we have a game called Rootwork, and that's really loud.
He doesn't look friendly.
No, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time with this game, but it's basically like a single-player card game where the premise is that you're trying to escape from this forest. And so you draw cards in your hand, and this is your hand of cards, and then you use your hand of cards to either like defeat or like eliminate different obstacles that come up. It's really hard to sort of explain in like a minute,
Right.
but you're basically trying to match colors. So it's like if I match, see there's those icons in the top left
Yeah.
of this card, and like that will eliminate, sort of a matching threat of like the same type. There's more to it than that. Like it's really kind of complicated. I went through the tutorial on the train. I don't know that it's worth $4.99.
Wow. It's $5?
Yeah, but
Does that give you like all the cards, or are there like additional cards?
yeah, I mean it's not like Magic the Gathering. It's not collectible in that way. Like you're just like there's a deck of threats, and then you have a deck of like cards that you draw from to like eliminate those threats. And then each time you play, it's sort of like randomized, so you don't know what threats you're going to come up against or what you're going to have access to. It seemed fun. I don't know that I would buy it for $4.99.
Yeah, that's high.
But I'm gonna spend a little bit more time with it. Like there's different characters that have different like pros and cons and stuff. What this is Leviathan? What was this called? Leviathan Warships? Do you know anything about this? The Paradox Interactive game. I'm gonna go back to the menu.
It said Leviathan in the in the icon.
I know Dan Stapleton is reviewing this for PC, and I think he's gonna take a look at the iPad version too. And so it's notable. We're seeing this more and more often. That games are sort of hitting, like iPad isn't getting like terrible weird gimped versions of games as often anymore. Like they're starting to get, Leviathan Warships. They're starting to get just like proper ports. So it's like this is a turn-based strategy game where you control a fleet of ships, but once you sort of make your move, like say where you want your ship to move, then your turn and the enemy's turn like happens at the same time. So I want to be like, okay, I want you to move here, right? And then when I hit commit, then the turn starts, and then all your ships sort of move. And this is the first battle, so I'm not like fighting enemies. But if I were, like the enemy ships would be moving at the same time. Like your turns take place at the same moment. So you need to try to anticipate where, like you might be like, I want you to fire in this direction, but like you don't know if the enemy's going to be there. Like you need
because they can move. Wow.
Right. You need to try to predict where they are, and that's the same. Frozen Synapse on PC and other platforms has like a similar deal.
Well, you hit the water where you wanted to at least.
I probably should have not been in like the very first battle where it's like teaching you how to play the game. This is mainly focused on multiplayer, and I have no idea how good or bad the multiplayer is. It does have a single-player campaign, but this is a game that people are going to be playing online, and so the caveat with that demo is that maybe the multiplayer is going to be no good.
Do you know if it's cross-platform?
I don't know.
Okay. You knew the name, though. You doubted yourself, but you were correct about the name.
Let's see. Today's last game debut, this company, Kimco, releases trashy JRPGs on the App Store. Like, all the time. I don't know where they get them from. I don't know if they're, like, making them all or if they're, like, ports from other platforms, but they release, like, 2 every single week, and they have, like, names, like, the most generic, like, End of Aspiration.
Wow. Yeah, this looks like every JRPG ever.
And so here's the deal. I say they're trashy JRPGs. Some are like totally good and polished and fun, and then some seem like really janky, and
Sure.
like you just don't really know like which you're gonna get.
It's funny though, like I'm enough of a nerd that like I kind of want to play this immediately, just seeing the menus and like.
Yeah, I
Although
like.
now that you're into the game, it doesn't look super incredible.
No, I mean I grew up on Super Nintendo RPGs, right? And I think these like maybe these were all made with RPG Maker, and that's how they can release like a $3 game every week. Like I really don't know. But I like the tile sets.
Yeah.
I always like the, it's just that style that I grew up with. So I'm sort of a sucker for it for that reason. Mafia Henchman. Oh, that's weird. JRPG intros, right?
A Tommy gem?
A Tommy gem here too? I should investigate. Okay.
I don't think that sounds like something you should be investigating.
All right. So this is End of Aspiration. It's $2.99.
End of Aspiration sounds like a bad thing. Like
Right.
you
It's
gotta
like,
have some goals.
that's what, when you hear that name, you're like, my brain is automatically like, automatic. It's just like, okay, JRPG.
Right.
But like, if you really think about what End of Aspiration means,
It's kind of sad.
yeah, it's just like, oh,
Just give up.
I'm just content to be this trash collector my whole life. We do have some price drops. I hope that now all the trash collectors are really mad that are listening to this. So all those games are out today. We do have a handful of price drops. Bastion is 99 cents.
That's crazy.
This is probably the cheapest this game's ever been. It's certainly, I don't think it's been on sale for 99 cents on the App Store before.
I mean, this was either 15 or 20 bucks. I think 20. Or 1,600 Microsoft points. When it first came out.
Maybe. I think it might have been 1,200. But either way, $10, $15, $20 game on consoles and PC. It launched on the App Store. It's always been $5, which is already a good deal. But for 99 cents, Bastion's incredible.
Store is supposed to start at the beginning.
We had a little bit before this started.
The kid didn't understand why his game had gone on sale, but he wasn't asking questions.
That was good. You do a good Bastion.
Thanks. I love how I quit the game right when it immediately started.
Before anyone could see what the game was.
I mean, people should know what Bastion is by
Sure.
now. The bottom line is, for 99 cents, it's a no-brainer. Maybe I didn't review, so IGN reviewed the mobile port, and the controls are really solid. Like, I'm really suspicious of, like, touch controls.
Right.
But they have all these different options where if you want, like, more control or less control or auto-aim or no auto-aim, like, they're really smart about how they implemented it, and I was really impressed with
That's a game that would adapt pretty well to that, I would imagine.
We also have your favorite game of all time is on sale today.
Of all time, yeah. This is one of
Narrowly edging out BioShock Infinite.
one of the 2 games I've ever reviewed for IGN, actually.
What was the other one?
Chaos Rings 2.
Oh, yeah, you did them both for me.
Yeah.
This is Batman Arkham City Lockdown. It's like the Batman version of, I don't know. Infinity Blade.
Yeah.
What did you gave this a 7 something, right?
I think 7.5, I want to say.
Okay. So it doesn't have my save.
Well, and that's what's weird. Yeah, it lost when I switched from iPhone to iPad. It lost my save as well.
Yeah, you got it cloud saves, man. That stuff's got to be universal.
I mean, what I liked about it, the combat is exactly what you expect, right? It's Infinity Blade with Batman. But what I like is kind of the upgrade system. As you get additional powers, you get all this cool stuff. There are different skins and suits like there were in Arkham City.
Yeah. And it's definitely visually impressive, right? So this is, I guess we have to go through the tutorial because it doesn't have my save. But like you tap to, it's literally the simplest thing, and I keep managing to screw it up. Okay, tap to dodge, and then you swipe to attack. So it's a lot of tapping, swiping. You don't actually move your character. They're all like sort of stationary. Got these different combos.
And they made it, like, with some of the updates, they've made it progressively more complicated. Like some of the weird boss battles, like they added, what was it, Poison Ivy, I think is a little different, and oh my god, it's been so long. I think there was a Harley Quinn update too.
I'm doing really bad at this, and I played through this whole game. I don't know what my problem is.
And NetherRealm just did the Injustice iOS version too, right?
I think that was them, yeah.
But it plays differently than this.
Yeah, you liked this a lot. You gave it a 7. You said it was good, almost great.
Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time with it too. Like I said, I went and got all the achievements. Like I wanted to keep playing. It's the kind of game where like any fighting game, you just want to fully upgrade characters and unlock everything.
Yeah. That game is normally it's normally $6. It's normally $5.99. It's on sale for 99 cents.
For 99 cents is absolutely worth it.
Yeah, you unlock a bunch of interesting skins. It's got good combat. It's one of the much better Infinity Blade clones. Most of them are kind of trashy, but Arkham City Lockdown was good.
Because it has good production value.
This is Sir Benfro's Brilliant Balloon.
I love the art in this.
I know, and this is free. So it's a little bit like a Jetpack Joyride sort of deal. Simple one-button controls, but it's got really, really gorgeous art, and it's a little bit more like it's less arcadey and more like exploration based.
It reminds me of Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah, the art, the sort of sketchy book art style. So you tap to float, and then you let go to sink. And that's like the whole controls.
We were just talking about the bottom. It looks like bird feet. It's like they killed millions of birds and cut off their feet.
That's really dark. I don't think this like really friendly, like nice game with the like cheery music. I really like Sir Benfro's Brilliant Balloon. It puts me in a good mood. I like the music. It sort of shows that mechanically this game isn't doing anything interesting, but theme matters, and like the art style matters, and the little sound effects matter. Like it makes me happy in the way that Rayman makes me happy.
Right? Yeah. That's actually a great comparison.
It does do some clever things with the controls that maybe aren't obvious. If you tap rapidly, you can brake. Like I just decelerated right there. Oh, and then I died. But so with that simple one-button control scheme, you do have a little bit more control. Like long sweeping arcs of like climb and sink speed you up, whereas tapping rapidly to go up and down rapidly slows you down. So they take this sort of simple one-button control scheme and do more with it than they maybe had to or other people do. And this is free today, man. Like everybody should download this. I love this game.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Oh. And
You recovered.
I did. And you're losing, like, as you sort of climb in and sink, you lose the light in your balloon, and you need to pick up more. I like, just like the really good attention to detail. Like, why is like the meter, like, I don't know if it's his afro or helmet. I guess it's probably a helmet.
I think it's his afro.
Oh,
I don't want to say.
This game's just really cute. I like it a lot, and
He's
it's
got
free.
a good mustache too.
Look at that little guy. Look at that monster.
Is that monster in the game?
I don't know.
I didn't see him. Maybe he's the one killing all the birds and taking their feet.
All those bird feet.
Oh, there's the Big Daddy. Did you see that?
No.
There was a, well, it wasn't really a Big Daddy. It was just like a nautical helmet.
Yeah. That's a pretty good App Store day today.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know that Rootwork, Leviathan, or the RPG, none of those are must-downloads. We will have some must-downloads later this week. But totally Bastion, Batman, and Sir Benfro are all must-downloads.
Yeah, I would say of those first three Leviathan Warships, I think it seems like the most interesting.
Yeah, we are in, and a review for Mr. Dan Stapleton is going to be up on IGN soon. So, you'll be able to see the final verdict on how worthy of your time that game is. Thank you for joining me, Andrew.
Thank you for having me.
You'll have to come back someday where you don't have a billion things going on.
I can
Next
manage that.
year.
Next time Batman gets when Chaos Rings 2 gets a price drop, I'll come on.
Yeah, that will also be next year because Square Enix, they don't do the price drops very often.
They do not believe it.
They do. Well, they'll drop things from like $20 down to like 19.
That's why you get things like End of Aspiration. They're cornering the cheap RPG market.
That's actually very true. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Everyone at home, thank you for tuning in. Remember that we're always trying to sort of spotlight the coolest and hottest things happening on the App Store on IGN. So make sure you're visiting IGN.com/wireless and YouTube.com/IGN mobile games.